And so we sit down to hopefully record Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the last time, at least for a while.
And now our background has all of them again.
People might want us to do the final bosses, but we never even did the final bosses for Kingdom Hearts 2, and I think people would prefer to see that if they were going to see anything.
One day.
These things are bonus content if we have time after beating all the story content.
And boy, do we not have time.
This is if we get lucky and have like a weekend before KH3 comes out, we will hang out and we'll fight like Lingering Will and the data organization and whatnot.
Yep. Relearn how to play the game and then get good enough to beat those super bosses.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't remember how to. I'm not good enough at Kingdom Hearts 2 anymore to do that. I used to be good, not anymore.
Listen, it's fine. We'll make a day of it and we'll beat maybe one.
Alrighty. So we're going to just relatively quickly, as quickly as we can with all these. We're gonna
go through all of them.
We're gonna read them linearly.
Okay.
Just to kind of see, so everybody can kind of be reminded of what all of this looks like. And I'm gonna try not to be too annoying as I do the voice throughout it. Even though I think that most of these, you're reading these, it sounds like most of them were written when he was an old man. I like reading some of them when he was a bit younger. Kind of the idea that was written across the course of a couple decades or something. Even though that's probably not canon accurate, it's more fun for me to do different types of inflection from a voice acting standpoint. Give me 1 second as I pull up my notes here, so I'm ready to go in case we have to talk about anything.
What would we have to talk about?
Huh?
I said, what would we have to talk about in this franchise?
You never know. You have to be prepared for anything, Joey. That's my general outlook on life.
That's a stressful outlook.
It's a prepared outlook. Please accept my deepest gratitude for the invitation to witness your pupil's ascension to the true office of true Keyblade Master. It was a heavy mantle our master placed upon your shoulders in naming you successor. But you have nonetheless persevered and raised 2 masters yourself. I know it cannot have been easy. I did you terrible harm in the past over a petty difference of opinion, and just a few years ago selfishly thrust my own burdens upon you in the form of dumping Ventus off on him. Of course, the grievous harm over a petty difference of opinion was he shot him in the face because he tried to stop him from triggering the apocalypse. I think of you like a younger brother, and yet, fool that I am, I have never availed myself of the countless opportunities to apologize or thank you for opening your home to the boy. Yet not once have you blamed me. On the contrary, here you are inviting me to such an important ceremony. I intend to be there to offer you all my blessings. Our master chose his heir wisely. Ours is an bizarrely ironic task. To watch over the light from the shadows. But in the face of that, the warmth in your heart and unfailing dedication to the light impress me to no end. I have taken to wandering the world, and seen much darkness hiding in the light. Lately, I fear it has taken a turn for the worse. Perhaps Yen Sid has already told you about the unversed. These fledgling emotions derive from negativity, and I can now sense their presence in nearly every world.
Is this not interesting to you? You loser.
Sorry.
Get invested.
I'm trying, okay? It was a late night last night. Sorry. And on the topic of darkness, we must speak of another matter that concerns me, one related to the upcoming ceremony. When I visited several years ago, your pupil, Terra, drew my attention. His power is immense, to be sure, but within his heart I could see darkness just waiting to be awakened. I know this is none of my business, but I have reservations about welcoming Terra as a true Keyblade Master without taking certain precautions. The traditional examination, perhaps, to see if he has the mark of mastery. The choice is yours, and I will humbly accept your decision. Take care. I eagerly await our long overdue reunion. Something I was thinking about just as I was rewatching this stuff and editing our stuff of it, is that really, it's easy to overlook because we get so distracted on the other details. Even the little display of darkness that Terra shows during the mastery exam was not like his own natural darkness overflowing. It was directly manipulated by Xehanort.
That's what I was like. I was trying to bring that up before. Is it's like literally, it's like I was like, okay, was that in him or was that because of the wave of the hand? It's like, was he really?
I think it was in him, but everybody has a little bit of darkness. I'm saying, maybe he has a little bit extra. But
yeah, but I'm saying, like, did he actually lose control, or did he just shoot him with a bunch of hidden dark energy?
Yeah. This is a thing in fiction. We've talked about previously how fun it is to have situations where you take abstract and personal concepts and you make them into physical reality in science fiction and fantasy, where you take things that could be more obscure and personal issues like Namine's issues and Riku's issues in Chain of Memories, and you make them manifest.
Yeah.
Instead of Riku being haunted by the past, he's haunted by an actual ghost of a demon that lives inside of him that he has to beat up to move on. Or instead of just being afraid that people won't accept him for who he is, he literally takes on the form of another person in Kingdom Hearts 2. What I don't like as much in fiction is when you say that, because it's fun when you have understandable human being thing that we get in real life that then makes itself even more dramatic in the form of made-up fantasy bullcrap within the universe, right? What isn't as fun is made-up fantasy bullcrap enforces human state upon people. Because you and I can understand why you might be sad or angry about something because of circumstances that have affected us.
Right.
We can't really understand why dark energy hit us and affected our emotions or whatever, right? Like, you see, this isn't really a problem in this story so much, but it just made me think of that. Like, that you see stories sometimes where it's like, oh, in some of the Star Wars expanded universe stuff, like in Knights of the Old Republic. Which I like Knights of the Old Republic, but in those games, the implication is once you even get a little bit interested in the dark side, then that just means you become more evil progressively, like outside of your will. Once you go, that dark side seems kind of interesting and I'm gonna look into it, then that, instead of like that being, you know, instead of the dark side being an externalization of somebody's laziness or evilness or lack of respect for other people, in KOTOR the implication is that the dark side makes you evil, which is significantly less interesting to me. Despite the fact that I like KOTOR. But anyway, the only thing that I have to point out here is successor, this term, that never comes up really outside of these journals, and I don't know what it is. Because later on in these journals, Xehanort says, since I was passed over as successor, all that's left to me is the role of teacher. But all we ever see Ericus do is teach.
Yeah.
I guess he's supposed to. There are several things that fans have noted. For example, his Keyblade might have been passed on in some way. Ownership of the Land of Departure might have been passed on in some way. But the significance of the Land of Departure or his Keyblade are both questionable. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. These are subjects we'll talk about in a little more detail here in a minute. Anyway. Much time has passed since I left the home of my youth behind, and in the myriad worlds I have since visited, I have gained much knowledge. On these pages, I intend to record a portion of that knowledge, and put the course of my life to paper. I actually really like when you read all these documents together in a row. Some of them feel a bit expository and crappy, but a lot of it just feels like it's telling a pretty decent little drama about this character. Upon reflection, my life underwent the most considerable sea change when I arrived at that place. Yes, it was when I found a master, another I would call my brother, when I found a new home. Then there was the Keyblade. For what purpose was it begotten, and by whom? During my training as one of its wielders, the precepts offered a clear answer. The Keyblades existed so that we who watched over the light could protect the world from the shadows. But was that the true answer? Could there not be more to it? My heart sought knowledge, so I sometimes visited other worlds, though such travel was forbidden unless duty required, and found what my heart sought. Our masters instructed us to don armor while traveling between the worlds so that we might shield ourselves from the darkness. But there in the lanes between I could feel the force of it, the power, and from then on I forwent my armor's protection. I had been told the darkness would devour me, but what terrors could it possibly hold as long as I found the strength to control it? The world is vast, and the worlds within the greater world uncountable. Like little islands, they dot a great ocean between, which keeps them ignorant of each other, uncorrupted. And this is why you hear some Kingdom Hearts fans talk about it actually being an ocean.
Yes.
I think it's more just like poetry, or even just like a prop, like a title. It's not a literal ocean. It's just what it's referred to as. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, in the end, it really doesn't matter.
It's not a big deal.
The way of viewing it, it doesn't change the context.
So, occasionally when people mention this stuff, people get a little bit confused as to why they call it an ocean. This is where it comes from.
Okay.
Each world has its own order. Unlike us, they could not know of the world in its entirety, and we were never to enlighten them. In ancient times, no such buffers kept the larger world divided. There were no walls of light enclosing each smaller world the way they do today. Nothing prevented one from physically interfering with the next. At that time, the world was filled with light and a great many Keyblade wielders. But without buffers, the world began to squabble over ownership of the light. You see, they learned of the Keyblade's true use. War broke out as each of the Keyblade wielders struggled to lay claim to an almighty entity known as Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts can be described as an aggregate of hearts. Worlds too have hearts, just like people. Each world's heart is concealed from sight behind a hidden door. By gathering all the hearts of the worlds in a single place, one may complete Kingdom Hearts. This is weird because he's talking about the method that Billy Zane uses in Kingdom Hearts 1 to complete Kingdom Hearts, even though that is not the true Kingdom Hearts. That's one of like kind of the lesser artificial Kingdom Heartses. And he's going to make that distinction as we move on through these journals, but it seems like at this exact moment, when whoever was writing this journal forgot the rules.
Right.
Like the writer who was working on that part of the script kind of forgot, but whatever. And when Kingdom Hearts is complete, it is said that the one who opens its door will bring about the creation of the next world. Note that it's capitalized. Such a feat is above any human, or to put it a different way, whoever opens that door will be reborn, something far greater than human. Light and darkness are two sides of the same coin. Without darkness, there is no light. The Keyblade wielders' great war over Kingdom Hearts was fought by defenders of the light, servants of darkness, and those who sought to reconcile the two, and those motivated by nothing more than a lust for power. A whole spectrum of thought was swept up in the conflict, and the worlds that did not go to war found the war brought to them. In the end, the whole world was cast into darkness. That was how the ancient Keyblade War drew to a close. To this day, no one has ever managed to open the door to Kingdom Hearts. Sometime later, the little light that remained in the hearts of the few gave rise to the world that we know today. One made of many worlds, behind just as many walls, so that the Keyblade War would not be repeated. So this is an interesting point where he says that the war was the thing that caused the worlds to fall apart. But in other places, it's more implied that the generation of the blade and hitting Kingdom Hearts was what caused it. But then he says, to this day, no one has ever managed to open the door to Kingdom Hearts. The problem is that even though Vanitas makes comments about Keyblade bearers flocking here from all ends of the galaxy to have a big fight, there aren't any anymore. Like, there aren't enough to have a war.
Yeah.
Basically, all of the key bearers that are in the galaxy, we saw at the ending of this game. Xehanort, Vanitas, Terra, Aqua, Van, and Mickey. There was Ericus. He's dead now.
Yep.
So it's a little bit confused, the precise mechanics of these things. But of course, that's ultimately what's really important. Especially since the scheme failed and it's over now.
Yeah.
Like, the game's over. But these are just things that I noticed because I paid too much attention. But anyway, where's the bit that I want here? Yeah, I thought I had a note for this report. It's actually for a couple reports down. All right, we're good. Sorry, this is what happens when I'm trying to read two different documents at the same time. At present, the lanes and corridors that run between the worlds may only be traversed by us Keyblade wielders, and those who have given themselves over to darkness. As the former, our duty is to cross the chasms between worlds and guard against the latter, whose darkness corrupts and contaminates, so that no world need ever be lost again. Few Keyblade wielders remain now. I have heard about a handful of others outside my circle. But the world is vast, and more of our kind may be out there. Now, in addition to the realm of light in which we reside, there is also a realm of darkness, a realm between which connects the two. The realm of darkness is most forbidden. I am told that none who set foot there have ever returned. So, a couple notes really quickly here. It's not a huge deal, but this goes back to the same yin and yang discussion we were having before about, like, if balance is so important, we need to see why darkness matters.
Yes.
And here it's like, darkness can blow up planets, light can't. Like, it's pretty objective. One of them is literally just killing people, and the other is not killing people.
So, yeah.
Anyway. I'm gonna start adding a little bit of Xehanorty scratchiness to this.
All right.
There are three families of Keyblades. The Keyblades of Light that we wield, the Keyblades of Darkness, and the Keyblades of Heart. The first and second families differ only in origin. Keyblades of Darkness are found in the realm of Light, and are counterparts to the Keyblades that we use in the realm of Light.
Realm of Darkness.
Oh, did I read it wrong?
Yeah.
Keyblades of Darkness found in the realm of Darkness are counterparts to the Keyblades used in the realm of Light. Thank you, Joey. That was foolish of me.
That's why I'm here, to call you out. That's the only reason I'm sitting here.
The third type of key. You know what I should really be doing? I should go watch a bunch of the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers. Never mind, forget it. I just realized I might have said something that, it's not a big deal, but some people might have considered it to be a spoiler, so forget it. I'm not gonna make that joke. Anyway. The third type of key, the Keyblade of Heart, came into existence when the world was reorganized after the Keyblade War. Without this key, Kingdom Hearts is forever beyond a person's reach. Only by gathering together 7 hearts of pure light, hearts completely devoid of darkness, may one forge a Keyblade of Heart and open the door to Kingdom Hearts. And this is, again, that's like literally describing the lore as it was in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's the only way to act. Kingdom Hearts is forever beyond a person's reach if you don't get this and do the thing with the Princesses of Hearts.
So instead, we're going to do it our way, right?
It's like that's it. It's a different Kingdom Hearts, and we have different, and we're using a different thing to get to it. It feels like somebody was tasked with summarizing lore from the previous games and forgot to factor in the new lore that they introduced, but whatever. Anyway. And, as stated before, opening this door arguably gives a person control over all worlds and all people. I have uncovered the Keyblade's ultimate mystery. You see, besides the 3 families of Keyblades, there is another Keyblade. While it may sound the same when spoken, it is notated uniquely. Keyblade.
Okay, if you found this, couldn't you be like, I've renamed it? This thing that makes more sense.
He could. And how does he know how it was pronounced? If he just read it in a book somewhere, unless he found like a Jedi holocron that like actually filled him in on it because the Jedi had video conferencing thousands of years in the past. And make no mistake, while it resembles a normal Keyblade, it is something altogether different. It really doesn't resemble a normal Keyblade.
No, not at all.
That's fine.
It resembles 2.5 Keyblades.
Keyblades are said to be the man-made counterparts to Kingdom Hearts. The Keyblade, however, coexists with Kingdom Hearts. It is only forged when 2 hearts of equal power intersect, one of pure darkness and one of pure light. At the time of its forging, Kingdom Hearts appears. It must be noted, though, that this Kingdom Hearts is special. Unlike the kingdoms brought about forcibly and artificially through the collection of hearts, this Kingdom Hearts is a perfect and complete union of all the world's hearts. Surely it was over that which the ancient Keyblade War was fought. So, if so, the walls that divide the worlds today are of little consequence. With the Keyblade, all their hearts could be instantly reunited, and the Keyblade War refought. So there he's implying that he wants the Keyblade to tear down the walls. There's a lot of ambiguity about each of these different mechanics and how they work and whatnot, especially here, where he says that supposedly the only way to make the blade appear is with a heart of pure light and a heart of pure darkness, and again, as far as I know, Vanitas is the only instance in the entirety of canon, and that's kind of the whole point. Like I talked about last time that he's basically like kind of cheating by dodging the huge war, and now he's saying he wants the Keyblade, the blade, specifically to allow a war to be fought.
Even though, as far as we know, there's not enough people to fight a war.
Yeah, and as far as we know, in the past, the blade would have been forged or not forged as a result of the war. It's a little bit, there's a lot of weird loops of logic that don't make a ton of sense, especially because some of the future games are going to modify some of these things.
Oh no.
Without even really meaning to. Just like casual mentions of these things that are like, that's not what they said before. My brother pupil Ericus thinks only in absolutes. He has persuaded himself that light is the only way, but forgets that light cannot exist without shadow. I believe a balance of light and darkness is what sustains our world. But too much of the darkness has been stamped out, disrupting that balance. Someone must tear down this tyranny of light and reorganize the world around the darkness which then creeps back in. Ericus and I did not see eye to eye. I left and wandered the world. This was perhaps the first time I had felt truly free since that day I departed my boyhood home. But free to do what? I had already shown the mark and become a Keyblade Master. But having been passed over as successor, all that remained to me was the road of teacher. Ordinarily, Keyblade Masters take pupils under their wings, malleable minds in which to impress the precepts of the Keyblade wielder and keep our profession alive for generations to come. Was my time drawing to an end then? After all I had accomplished since casting away the place of my birth. Surely waiting for a quiet death would not do. Not when there was still so much I needed to see for myself. Powers help me, I thought. My body is so old. We Keyblade Masters have a special gift. We can extract a heart, be it our own or that of another. By continuing this cycle, it is possible to remain in the world of the living forever. And this is where the power of the, quote, Keyblade of Heart from Kingdom Hearts 1, the one that Ansem Riku has. Yeah, it's like, well, so you just become a Keyblade Master, and you just get to do this for free? I also wonder, so does this mean the Keyblade Master is a title or it's actual abilities? Because, like, I mean, Aqua gets, you're a Keyblade Master, right?
But nothing changes.
Yeah, did Ericus then somehow teach this to her off screen, or did he, like, give her, like, you know, did he give her an item that imbues the Keyblade Master abilities upon her? It's whatever. Anyway, as a boy, I dreamed of seeing the farthest reaches of the world. If only I went far enough, there had to be a world out there in which no one had ever set foot. And now I know of just such a world. If I become the first to open Kingdom Hearts' door, I can create a next world in which light and darkness exist in perfect equilibrium. So there I stood, with vast knowledge in one gnarled, dying hand, and newfound purpose in the other. The next step was clear. I needed a new vessel. And that was when I met Ventus and made him my pupil. We were destined to meet, and I could sense the potential within him, but the boy was too benign for his own good. I came to the conclusion that he was too frail to serve as my vessel, and decided to use him for a second purpose I had in mind. I would remove the darkness from his heart and split him in two. Then I would have my heart of pure light and my heart of pure darkness.
He says it so casually, like, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do this thing now that nobody has ever done.
He's a pretty smart guy. Clearly he has more than a little bit of a god complex.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean when you read this linearly, all of the mentions of, oh, balance between light and darkness or whatever, really fades into the background and becomes a footnote on this next world idea.
Yep.
That is a concept that he's invented, basically, but has seen as an important enough proper noun to capitalize. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and this is where all this stuff with him becomes a lot more interesting, becomes a lot more understandable. You don't need to be, like, up and up on the Kingdom Hearts lore and understand everything about this to understand, you know, that was the first time that I'd felt truly free since I'd left my home. And I felt that I thought that if I went far enough, surely I would see something that nobody had ever seen before, but now I'm gonna die soon. Mm-hmm. But I can be the most important dude. I can be the guy. I can create a new world and also be a god at the same time. Also, I can make it a lot better. I can make a much better world with darkness and light in perfect equilibrium.
What does that even actually mean in the context of any of this?
Yeah, again,
because it's like, wouldn't that just be like, oh, like, I mean, I guess you can take it literally, and it's like, this half of the world is nice, but don't go to this other half of the world.
Yeah,
or it could just be like, you know, constantly at war. The worlds are each constantly at war with the light and the dark.
Yeah, that remains an issue with his motivation of we don't see why we should ever want darkness around, because there really doesn't seem to be any benefit to it. It really doesn't seem to do much for us. So it's very questionable as to why it's something we should hang on to. But, you know, let's at least in the I guess this is my point, right? Again, what I was talking about before, where it's like when you take the gibbledygook and nonsense of fiction and then use that to apply motivation and emotion, then that feels kind of uncomfortable, right? When you say, oh, this character is sad because of the dark energy, that's lame. Whereas, oh, this character feels sad and thereby generates the dark energy that they must fight. That second one's a lot more interesting to me.
Yeah.
And so in the same way, Xehanort saying, I have to fix the world because light and darkness aren't in balance is like, okay, you really gotta waste a lot of my time explaining what that means, and it's probably gonna be hard to relate to it in the first place within the context of Kingdom Hearts. Whereas you say, yo, I wanna be a god and make a new world where I'm in charge and everything is great all of the time. I understand what that means. That's taking these core things that he has of selfishness and kind of rebellion, where he doesn't want to be around anybody. He just wants to be off on his own exploring, and he wants to see everything and be this great explorer. Taking that to an extreme conclusion feels a lot more natural. And then from there, you can just attach the balance or whatever. Is like that's just a little something extra he threw in there, right?
Yeah.
In this context, that bothers me a lot less. Anyway. As was to be expected, Ventus lacked the constitution for such an ordeal. I was able to remove the darkness inside him and create Vanitas, a heart of pure darkness, but Ventus drifted into the clutches of sleep. Ventus' heart of pure light, and Vanitas' heart of pure darkness. If both could be made strong enough to one day clash, I knew that the key blade could be forged. But Vanitas took too much of Ventus' heart, and from that fracture I could see the last of Ventus' light was slipping away. The boy deserved a place to spend his final moments peacefully. And what should come to mind but my own boyhood home? As we talked about previously, this like moment of honor and respect, even for his enemies, feels a little bit out of character for the finger wiggles madman that we see in the game, but it feels a bit more appropriate for the poetic, self-righteous genius portrayed in these documents, right? There's a little bit of a disconnect between what we see in game and what's written for him here. My legs took me there unbidden. As I stood on the same beach where I had made my decision, my choice so many years ago, I thought, not a single thing has changed here. Here in this quiet world, time marches in place. Content that Ventus would find peace here, I started to walk away. But just then, the boy held up his keyblade. The light within him had not died. Ventus and Vanitas were not matched in power, and I could not train them together, or Vanitas' darkness would gnaw away at what little Ventus had left. Of course, since I needed a place where the boy's light might flourish, the answer was obvious. Ericus and his absolutes. Considering how we had parted ways, I expected friction, but if anything, Ericus seemed delighted to see me again. He readily agreed to take care of Ventus. Now I need only wait for the boy's heart to get stronger. I had not visited this second home of mine in some time, and discovered Ericus had already found 2 pupils of his own. Within one of them, Terra, I sensed something. The boy, though well-intentioned, seeks power single-mindedly. And that kind of hunger is a seedbed for darkness. I had found my vessel. The time has come. I have received word from Ericus that his pupils are to become true Keyblade Masters. Terra and Aqua, they will be easy now to lure into the outside world. But Ventus, I will get nowhere without him. Vanitas can feel some of what Ventus feels, and he says that Terra is the key. Ventus has loved Terra like a real brother ever since he let him keep his old wooden Keyblade. It seems we have found a loose thread in which we can tug to unravel Ventus's heart. The first step is to get Terra alone. Then we need to plant the seeds of doubt in Ventus. Let him carry his faint light as he chases his brother into the darkness. Let the darkness make his light stronger, and let the light deepen the darkness. And then when the two finally meet, is where the stuff of legends will become real. And so that's it. That's the full documentation. I wish a lot of that was more in the actual script of the game, but it's nice when you have it all put there together, where his the fact that he capitalizes New World and then never says it in the script of the game, right? That's never a concept he discusses out loud. Like, this feels like the thing that he should be. We have to stop Xehanort from creating his new world TM, right? Like, I will create my new world, reestablish balance between light and dark, and to become as a god. It really feels like that should be his big villain speech.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, the trio over here doesn't really know what he's doing other than, he's evil, bad stuff.
Even Aqua doesn't know that until the last hour of the game.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, oh, hey, your master's dead, also your friends are screwed, go see if you can help them out.
Anyway, so that's the report. We read it. It took us 30 minutes. Don't worry, we'll do something during this episode.
Will we?
Yes, we will.
Is this a longer episode?
This is probably going to be a longer episode. We will play it by ear on where this stuff gets cut later.
Okey-doke.
We're just going to record. I'll cut the recordings as necessary. I'll figure out how these episodes get chopped together later. Look, it's at the very end, guys. If you got to wait a day or two to see the ending of things, I'm sure they'll tolerate it. As this episode comes out, I'll probably the day that Kingdom Hearts 3 releases or something like that.
Don't say that. Don't jinx yourself.
Dude, it's probably gonna come out after I'm counting up the episodes. This is probably releasing after Kingdom Hearts 3 is on shelves in Japan. It's definitely releasing after it's on shelves in Japan. Probably after it's on shelves in America too.
Oh no.
Look, it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Maybe we'll get to play KH3 when it releases. Even if the videos don't come out, hopefully.
The videos will come out eventually.
One day.
Anyway, so we're picking up right where we left off with Ventus being knocked out, Yensid's tower. Aqua's got him there. I guess they're gonna go do something.
Ven needs a safe place.
Okie dokie. It seems like there's a good safe place right behind you.
Yeah, but
whatever.
I don't want to be a burden.
Oh.
Are you gonna summon your Keyblade again? Yep. There he goes. Oh. Well, he's doing something.
It's not the normal light portal effects we've been seeing in this game. He just created a random door. Whatever.
Alright. If that's where you want to go.
One of my favorite YouTube poops of this game is he does that and it's a McDonald's on the other side. All right, if that's where you want to go. All right, small child. Alright, yeah, I have a lot of notes on this scene, but some of them are more for a review or my own documentation than stuff we'll necessarily have to talk about during this. So I'm gonna try and just play it by ear on what we talk about during this sequence. But yeah, so hey, look, she showed up and it wasn't as good as it was when she was here last time.
Why is it so dark? Why is there fart gas?
Because darkness. It's evil, dude.
Did we see the ground get shattered right there?
Yeah, we did. Remember when after Ericus got killed? It was a while ago. In Terra's campaign. After Xehanort caps Ericus, he shoots a big laser beam into the sky and all this happens.
Oh, okay.
That was a long shot on Aqua. Like, I realized I just recapped an entire other scene to you, and I looked back and it was still a close-up on Aqua looking around and being sad.
Of course. I would never let that happen. I promise you I will bring Terra back. Only this time...
Remind me whose Keyblade that is?
That's Ericus's Keyblade.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's only in like one scene, so I mean, I guess two scenes because there's that one there. He pulls it out to fight Xehanort with when he gets shot in the face. Shot in the face, you say?
He's not as weak as you think.
This seems way safer than your previous location.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, don't worry, Aqua has a little bit of insider information we're gonna be privy to momentarily. That makes this decision slightly more logical than not at all.
Aqua.
Yes?
Now,
you remember in the beginning when he was like, Aqua, as Keyblade Master, you are entitled to certain knowledge, and then we skipped over it?
Certain knowledge?
It's time for the certain knowledge.
Oh,
if you
boy.
are a master, there is one secret in particular you must know. Should anything happen to me, and you find the Legion of Darkness at our doorstep, I ask that you take my Keyblade and use it to lock this land away.
What?
Generations of Keyblade Masters have been charged with keeping this land safe.
The implication of generations again. I mean, like, I know that we've already talked. Obviously, this thing has been around for a long time because it's been around since the formation of this world. But again, just the complete lack of details on how this works is really frustrating to me.
Exist in balance here.
Yeah, this is key.
Those who would abuse such neutral ground.
So supposedly,
this place has...
the land of departure itself is some kind of magical planet in that it has a perpetual,
balance?
Perfect balance between light and darkness. Yes.
Okay, I'm glad we're shown that.
Yeah, and like, what does that mean? Like, he says there are people who would abuse that.
What people?
To do what?
You mean the 4 people on this planet?
Forget it. And that's whatever. Let's say
I
Hitler
know.
exists in Kingdom Hearts. What would he do there? What does this neutral ground allow you to accomplish that you could not accomplish somewhere else? Also, since Xehanort loves neutrality so much, why'd he blow it up? Instead of making it his
we gotta
new
make
base.
it more dark.
But that's the...
I know.
Anyway, our predecessors devised a certain trick, Joey.
Okay.
I ranted about something Aqua does here for a long time during the stream, but it's a really stupid nitpick. Watch her form here as she locks or unlocks or whatever this lock. This is really stupid, but it just made me think of in Kingdom Hearts 1 and whatever. Like, I mean, Sora usually like does a little bit of a flourish of like he puts the Keyblade behind his back and then, you know, raises it and points it.
Yeah.
But he never, like, it just shoots a laser beam. Like, there are other times where he just lifts it and it zaps and that's it, right? In Kingdom Hearts 2, he does this big jump and spin, show an anime, recycled animation. But you don't need to do that maneuver to shoot Key Beam, right?
Maybe she doesn't know that. Maybe she's not as good of a master.
Exactly. If there's a Keyblade organization that has existed for hundreds of years and their job is to protect the worlds from the darkness, why haven't they spent all of their time sealing keyholes? And why hasn't Aqua been trained on how to properly use her Keyblade as a key? Like, has she literally not received training on the key function and she was like, okay, I think you do it like this?
Maybe his Keyblade's wonky and she's just...
Maybe.
This land will be transformed.
Use the key and this land will be
That day
transformed.
forward, all who visit this land will be lost to oblivion. None ever able to solve the mystery. None, Aqua. Except you.
Joe, you're shaking your head a little bit. You okay over there, buddy?
Please tell me the word oblivion wasn't important.
Excuse me?
Just tell me that oblivion wasn't important.
What do you mean by that, Joey?
Is this Castle Oblivion?
Say that louder, Joey.
Is this Castle Oblivion?
I don't know, Joey. You're gonna have to watch the video game and find out.
When he said oblivion, the first thing that popped in my head was surely not.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to pause the
You'll
game.
be safe. Tara and I will be back to wake you up before you know it.
Alright. I didn't really need to know that, but cool. None except you, so we just skip past it all? Or...
The retroactive implication, Joey, is that the Ventus is hidden in there somewhere, and the many mazes of amorphic rooms that take on different shapes. That was meant to be a kind of maze that, while we did navigate through it, prevented anybody from locating Ventus.
Okay.
Also, by the time you haven't finished Days yet. They elaborate that the organization was in Castle Oblivion because they were looking for something.
Is this what they were looking for?
You remember in the secret scenes in Kingdom Hearts 2 where Xemnas goes into that room and talks to the armor?
Yep.
And Zigbar is like, that's the Chamber of Repose, but it has a pair, the Chamber of Waking, and that's what Xemnas is looking for, and that's where he'll find his friend, in quotation marks. For some reason, Xemnas wants to find Ven. Probably because they were writing the final mix version of Kingdom Hearts 2 and they decided, let's finish half of a draft of Birth by Sleep, and let's have Castle Oblivion be in it and put something there.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. I don't know. Maybe there's some
Tara,
reason that Xemnas
Tell me
wanted
where to find you.
Ven other than, like, nostalgia for when he wasn't evil. I don't know. If there was a particular reason that he really wanted Ven, it has yet to be elaborated upon. Anyway, Long Reach, which provides outstanding boost in magic, makes it easier to land critical hits, deals higher damage when you do.
So this is the real good one.
It's pretty good. There's still an Ultima weapon in this game.
Oh, okay.
But it's just a little bonus for you for getting to the end, basically.
Gotcha.
Now, it was here that the stream, people in the chat said stuff that gave me an existential crisis, and I spent about 40 minutes on the map just talking. But we're not going to do that this time.
Yay.
So at this point, I can technically go anywhere I want, but we're in kind of a weird... The way that the save files work on this game is like that unversed kills and things that you do in this file don't really count towards your overall completion, and you're really better to grind. You're better off grinding things out on the main Aqua save file. All that there really is to do now is, if you want to adjust your deck or whatever before going here for the actual final story events.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I don't think we really need to do anything. We got Bright Crest and that's it, so... Knocks our attack down, knocks our magic way up, but it really doesn't matter. We might as well just keep this for aesthetic purposes. I could hypothetically waste some time in the melding menu and get myself another Seeker Mine, because Mind Square is not going to be terribly useful during this fight. But, whatever, not that big of a deal.
Okay.
I could have gotten a better shot lock than this too, but that also really doesn't matter. I think Thunderstorm might be preferable for this fight. I say that, I'm not sure.
You do you.
It really doesn't matter. I have a couple of other points here just from that last scene that we were watching, but it's like, you know, you have to look at this from the perspective of screenwriters who are just have to get these scenes out so that they can make the game, right?
Yeah.
And do I not have a leveled Mind Square? Hold on. Here we are, folks.
Oh boy.
We're back in here again.
One last time.
I have a level mine square. Let's just stick with that instead. I don't have any other secret mines, do I? No, I do not. Okay. Yeah, alright, that'll be better. More mines on the ground, higher potential damage output. Anyway. You have to look at this from the perspective of when I just gotta get these scenes down on paper so they can make the game, right? And this is a consequence of any corporate storytelling where you're on a deadline for things, but especially in video games where so many sections of the development are so segregated off from one another and not really necessarily directly interacting and collaborating. It's like, just write stuff down. Oh, this world is a perfect equilibrium between light and darkness. Like, we're sitting here asking, what does that mean? I guarantee you nobody who wrote that line or read that line cared.
Yeah.
On the side of the game, right? Light and darkness and balance. Whatever. I referenced back to my video, "Did trope become cliche?" a couple of episodes ago. It's the same thing where it's just like, well, now it's time for the characters to say these things that feel this way because this is the beat that we're hitting in the script now. Xehanort is bad guy. Want kill. Oh, I, as the screenwriter, midway through Terra's campaign, just had an idea about what his motivation could be. He wants to balance light and darkness and wants extra darkness. Okay, I'm gonna write that down and I'm gonna keep writing the script. And then later on in the script, I got a better idea. He actually has a different motivation. I'm gonna scribble that down, but I'm not gonna edit the previous scene. I'm just gonna try and keep them both straight in my head and just keep going. Wouldn't it be sick if the Land of Departure was a transformer? And it could become Castle Oblivion like it was like camouflaged? But why would they need to disguise it? Oh, it must be a special world. That must be why they need to disguise it. So why is it special? It's light and darkness. Perfectly in balance. Nailed it, done. Screenplay finished. Okay.
Where's my award?
Dude.
Somebody contact the Writers Guild.
You literally just made the exact same joke. When I was talking about this, my exact joke during the stream was, "Where do I get my Oscar yet?" Anyway, these aren't huge problems, but these are things that exist that stick out to me as, again, that's the point that we've kept coming back to throughout Aqua's campaign is second draft. You need the opportunity to set things up. And that's not because of weak writing. Anybody needs to write a second draft, because as you're writing, you will naturally discover more things about your story, more opportunities, changes that you want to make. And that will require you to go back and add proper setup for those things.
Oh, hey, look, there's Terra.
Look, it's Terra.
Our friend.
my big friend. Anyway, I was just skimming my notes. The only other thing was about Aqua's locking technique and the fact that the Keyblade Order is terrible at their job. But
maybe that's why there's not too many of them left.
It's possible.
Everybody that was gonna sign up was like, "Oh, these people suck.
These guys are not very professional. Let's just not even."
Oh wow.
Oh no, he's big and strong. But I also just noticed how long this recording has been going on, so I'm gonna pause the game very briefly. I apologize. I'm gonna cut the recording and restart it. This won't be the ending of an episode because that'd be a terrible place to leave an episode. I just need to, for safety purposes, stop the files from rolling. Alrighty, and we're back. Sorry for the delay of game, folks.
Am I?
Such a terrible darkness.
It's so smelly.
Fight it! Terra, please!
Terra, you say? Terra's heart has been extinguished, smothered by the darkness within him!
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
There you go, Joey. That's why she's everybody's favorite character.
Yeah.
Isn't she super tough and in charge?
Yep.
The boss?
Yep.
She is Aqua, the master.
Hear me roar.
Exactly. That's super duper interesting. Uh-oh.
Oh!
He went underground. Most incredible soldier from underground.
Uh-oh.
Now this fight might give me a little bit of trouble. It's not the worst ever, but essentially this is just the Terranort fight that you did as Lingering Will earlier in the game. So like it has all the problems that come with that fight, and that was also the fight that stopped the emergency birth by sleep stream dead in its tracks. So okay, well I was trying to stop him. I was trying to leave dodging so I could reflect those shots back at him, but it didn't work so well.
So is it? Do you think it's gonna be easier with her kit, or?
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
Number one, the big move that was killing me as Terra, he doesn't do here.
Oh, okay, well that's helpful.
Also, my block will heal me. Also, my block is omnidirectional, but I'm mashing square. Just for the record,
yep.
I stopped rolling and was mashing square for the express purposes of blocking these attacks. Well, how am I supposed to reflect the shots back at you if you don't even hit me, idiot? Those are all warning shots.
It was all according to plan.
All according to Keikaku. Okay,
Yeah.
again, I'm stopping my roll to try and block, and then my counterattack doesn't stun him. You saw that, right?
I saw it.
You saw what happened.
I saw him. The plan was there. It was a solid plan, just not in this game.
It did not go according to Keikaku.
Oh wow, that actually heals a pretty decent chunk. You did it.
Well, I tried to do it. That's probably a mistake.
No, you're good. Look at that. Look at all that free damage you're doing. Actually, no, pay attention to the prompt. I'll look at the free damage you're doing.
I looked at the damage and got it too slow. Yeah, I think he healed himself.
Yay. I love enemies that can heal themselves.
I forgot I had these. Might as well. Let's just have some fun.
Okay.
The Peter Pan one I'm not really going to be able to use so much, but I can try and use the Goofy one at least. Oh, would you stop that? Would you stop?
Is this the good choice for this?
Oh, why not? Come back here. I want to stop going away. Let me hit you. It's not the best choice for this, but whatever, it's fine.
I know, I'm thinking about healing, though.
Oh, I'm fine, Joey.
Are you fine?
Oh, I'm fine, Joey. I'm totally fine.
Alright.
Look, I was just trying to have fun. I just wanted to play video games.
We don't play video games for fun. You did it. One last thunderbolt. Unless there's more to this. What the heck?
He's trying to call meteors down on me.
Can you do that?
And now he's trying to use the Ultima Cannon, the thing that Lingering Will uses on you. Which you can unlock for Terra, but I never got, so.
I don't blame you. So yeah, you're just invincible.
Just go ahead and, yeah, there we go, thank you. Not yet! No, I can't be defeated. I can't believe I've been defeated by this scum! How could I be defeated by this scum?
No way. I can't believe this.
Do 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 bum bum ba bum bum bum.
And his shadowy other.
Do 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 do. Yeah, so this is looping back to what we said at the very beginning of Terra's campaign. It's really weird. Is like, you listen to his line. Again, remember that Master Xehanort does not have the same motivations as Billy Zane did at all. Billy Zane thought darkness was super great and wanted as much of it as possible. And Xehanort is like, no, balance is cool. Like, they had literally, like, their motivations were not the same at all, right?
Yes.
And yet here, it's like, oh, do you remember Kingdom Hearts 1?
Did he just suplex you?
Yes, he did.
Sick.
Do you remember Kingdom Hearts 1, Joey?
I remember Kingdom Hearts 1.
Like when he becomes Terranort, he recites the lines that Billy Zane said, even though it's like, it's only there for the audience to go, oh, I get it.
Boom.
This is who and now this is how he becomes that character that I know, even though it has nothing to do with what Xehanort wants. This is going pretty cleanly overall, actually.
Yeah. Can you block that, or do you just have to? Oh, well.
Not the perfect time to do that, since it seems to get me more trouble than it does not, but whatever, it's fine. There we go.
Yay.
Why? Kingdom Hearts, Keyblade, Boss fight.
Is this about to be one of those you beat him, but boy, he wasn't even using a fraction of his power?
I think actually that was the end. I think that was actually the final boss fight of the game. I don't think he has, unless I'm forgetting about a form. I'm pretty sure that was it.
No, I mean like cutscene.
Oh no, not even. That was the final boss of Birth by Sleep, by the way, Joey.
Nice. He's A-posing
I
now.
know you're in there.
We did miss kind of a whole sequence of that fight where he tries to bring you into another realm.
Who cares?
And you do kind of like this little team up thing with Terra to try and help him regain his soul or whatever. So we did miss we missed kind of a cool phase, but whatever. So Aqua seems to interpret this as Terra trying to regain control of his body and stabbing himself to get rid of Xehanort. Fans have analyzed the pronoun usage in the Japanese version of the game, and it appears that it's more likely that Xehanort was stabbing himself to try and remove Terra from his new body.
Oh, okay.
But whatever. Aqua is unsure of what has just happened. I have to save my friend Terra.
Oh. All right.
Into the hole I go.
The darkness can't have you.
Maximum overdrive.
I have to do something, or we'll both be lost.
Excuse me?
Yes, Joey, that's right. Shift in your chair, unsure of what's happening.
I'm with you.
What?
Go!
What?
Ben, I'm sorry. I might not make it back as soon as I thought, but I promise I'll be there one day to wake you up.
Excuse me?
What do you mean, Joey? Wasn't it clear what just happened? How she sacrificed herself to save her best friend, Terra? Even though she's the only person in the entire universe who knows where Ventus is? Even though Terra's possessed by a villain, she was like just taking a 50-50 shot. Hopefully he's better now. I'm just gonna sacrifice my life because apparently making my armor fly is faster than using my spaceship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all right, sure. Just hit resume. I don't want to talk. I don't care.
Hey, Joey.
Hey.
That's why Xemnas has the armor in the room.
Is that really?
Yeah,
is
dude.
That really
yeah.
Is that why he's talking to the damn armor?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Ooh, I write this scene in the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Hey, there was armor in that secret movie. Let's put the armor in the room. People go, oh man, what's next game gonna be like? They didn't think about how the hell the armor got there. So then they got there and they're like, wait a second, we gotta put the armor in the room somehow. Let's just have Aqua give her armor to him to save him from falling into hell. And simultaneously, Aqua just created literally all of the problems that the universe is gonna have for the next 11 years.
She's my favorite Kingdom Hearts character.
I mean, to be fair, like, let's be totally fair.
She didn't do it on purpose.
She didn't know. I guess she was caught up in the heat of the moment. She made a split-second decision.
Sure.
Hey.
Sure.
I'm gonna head back.
Oh God, this game is a masterpiece. Every time that I see it, I say to myself, it's so dense. Every single scene has so much going on.
Huh? Sora, what's wrong? Huh? You're...
Don't you dare. Oh. Don't! Why? Why?
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like something squeezing me inside.
It's a snake, Sora. It's a snake under your shirt. Oh no.
It's your it's your ringworms.
Every world is connected by one great big sky. So maybe there's somebody up there in all those worlds who's really hurting. And they're waiting for you to help them.
Well, gee, do you think there's something I could do?
Maybe they just need you to open your heart and listen.
What relation
You say
does
some
he
weird
have at
stuff
all other
sometimes,
than,
but I'll
like,
try
they
it.
touched a shoulder?
Okay.
I don't know, man.
What oh.
Aqua touched his shoulder, and Terra saw him from a distance, and...
Is it like Ven's ghost was following Aqua and saw all this happen and he's sad and Sora's like, oh man, I guess I'm sad.
There is a reason, Joey.
Oh god.
But you're gonna have to wait for the post-credits scene to find out.
Are you kidding me?
I'm so sad about how Ven is stuck in this room because both of his best friends are dumbasses.
Can you hear me?
It's a really awkward cut there.
That's a really bad
like, it
one.
comes up on a static shot of nothing with no music.
Right this way.
Like, it feels like a mistake. Like, it hasn't loaded in yet.
Oh hey, Mr. Kingman.
It's Mr. Kingman, Boss Boy.
Ah.
Young man, what ails you? Can you speak? Tell me your name.
Xehanort.
Xehanort. Quickly, get him to the castle.
You can count on me. Dylan, get those for me.
Yep. There they are. Ooh, what's this?
This is the Dark Realm, as we've seen previously, very briefly in Kingdom Hearts 1. When
It didn't look like this though, did it?
we saw a different part
Seems
of it.
like I've been
Okay.
walking
We saw Riku on basically just like a weird like sandbar in the middle of darkness by himself.
Yep.
And when we saw through the door to Mickey, there were these big like kind of pulsing blue cracks in rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
she's-
is just the realm of darkness.
exactly, yeah. So she is now in the realm of darkness, and she's stuck there by herself.
It is.
Did she give up her
How long have I
Keyblade
been
technically
down
then? Or
The excuse they're gonna come up with is she has Ericus's Keyblade.
cool.
I don't know if we see it in this scene, but we will see it shortly. She might pull it out here as these Heartless all come out to attack her. Hey, look, it's Heartless. I remember those.
Yep. Those are the enemies from the first two.
Yeah, there you go. It does show it. That's the thing, is she's got Ericus's Keyblade, so she's good to go for a little while.
Now it's looking like a party. If Ven can open up like a door of light, why can't she if she's a master?
I guess you can't do it when you're in the realm of darkness or whatever. I don't know. Like, there's too much darkness and snuffs out the door. I couldn't tell you, dude.
Maybe I should fade into the darkness here.
Wait, what?
What's the
Hold
matter?
on. Are those their Keyblades?
Yes, those are Ven and Terra's
What?
Keyblades.
What?
They can do that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Second draft.
I guess it's been so long. I almost forgot how to smile.
The implication is she's been here for a little while. It hasn't just been like the two scenes.
Yeah.
She's been stuck here for a hot minute. Now this is what I was gonna. Remember where last time during the final fight with Ven Vanitas when her thing glows and it gives her the superpower?
Yep.
That's what I was kind of when I was saying I'm gonna loop back to why I think this should have been something that was iterated throughout the whole thing. Imagine, if you will, that every now and then throughout the story there were moments where the characters were in a dark place or by themselves or their back was against a wall and their little wayfinders started glowing and they were like, I can't give up here. My friends believe in me, right? And then that led up to a big moment of you know, an actual literal superpower boost during the fight against Vanitas. But it would have felt earned then because it was something that was set up throughout the game. And it's like the biggest, most baddest moment for her. And then instead of having those Keyblades show up out of literally nowhere, making it feel like a Deus Ex Machina, you can instead have this magical symbol of her friendship that already exists and is established within the story could start glowing and either A, like zap all of the Heartless and make them blow up, or give her sword a big charge that she uses to kill them, or it could even, she could just look at it and go, right.
No, I can't give up.
And then just go, okay, and you could like cut, right? And just like, oh, she's ready to kill or something, you know? I don't know. Just, these are again, second draft things. The Keyblades, once again, this is actually a good comparison point of what I was saying before about I don't like darkness make me sad, I like sad makes darkness energy. And in the same way, the Keyblades flying through to kill some Heartless and be a little moment to remind her of, don't give up, Aqua. It's totally fine. It works. It's just a little bit out of nowhere, and they already had a device they could have used to accomplish kind of the same thing. That's my thought there.
Oh, and that's it. Okay.
Not quite.
Oh, no?
She has to remember all the people who are important to her.
My friend.
This is actually one I commented during stream. This is actually one of the most important, like, one of the times this is the most earned, you know what I mean? Because like in other moments it's like, don't give up, we're cheering you on or whatever. In this moment it's literally just her trying to remind herself that it's worth it to keep going or whatever. Like, it fits here.
Yeah.
This is fine. And it doesn't have like triumphant music playing, it has kind of sad music playing. Because this isn't really a super perfect ending for her, obviously.
Yeah, it's not great.
Look at how they get the fully animated faces, because we know that they're the best.
Yep, absolutely.
I guess Peter got one too, but whatever, he doesn't count.
Oh, and there's those two guys. Yep, those children that we saw for like a minute.
Yep, that she knows are super important. She knows to end on Sora, because she's a precog. She just knows these things.
That's what the mark of mastery really is knowing.
There's always a way.
There you go, Joey.
Oh boy.
That was Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Oh boy, there is another. You said there's a post-credits scene.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Well, actually, technically speaking, Joey, you have a post-credits scene and a secret movie.
Oh, wow.
And the secret movie of this one isn't like for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 where it's like a weird, completely out of nowhere fight scene. It actually is more like, hey, here's some more plot, right?
I thought the song just completely cut off. I was like, oh, they could only afford that much of the song, I guess. Cool.
No. So it's,
they only fit that much on the PSP.
So the structure of this is a little bit weird, where the ending stuff that is, where basically once you have a clear save file of all, I'm gonna describe this the way that it worked on the original version pre-final mix.
Okay.
You beat the game on all three difficulties, you beat all three campaigns on the same difficulty.
Yes.
Excuse me. You unlock what we just played.
Yeah.
Which gets you the true ending, end credits, and a post-credits scene. You complete bonus content and you unlock the secret movie. I forget how exactly you view it in the original game because I never got it myself, because as you recall, I never beat this game on my friend's borrowed PSP.
You're right.
I assume that it probably either played after the end credits or it appeared like in the cutscene archive or whatever. I don't know for sure. In this version, it doesn't work quite like that, because in Final Mix, they added in addition to the final episode, which we just played, they added the secret episode, which is actually a playable segment that is exclusive to Final Mix that is an unlockable secret thing.
Okay.
So basically now, the requirements that would get you the secret movie of the game, those same requirements also get you the secret episode.
Okay.
And so now...
The secret part.
Yeah, so now the secret movie, when you plays in front of the secret episode, basically, which when we do it is going to feel a bit weird, because the secret movie, which is called Blank Points, by the way, just so I can call it by its name.
Okay.
Blank Points ends. It's like, here is a conclusion point with, like, very definitive, that was wrapped up, leave the theater, turn the game off, right?
But then it
goes into the extra Birth by Sleep, the Final Mix content. So it'll feel a little bit awkward, but that's
I mean,
why.
that's fine. That's understandable, because this is how it was originally meant to be. And then they're like, hey, fans, you've already seen this garbage. We're going to shovel some more in your mouth if you want.
You don't seem to have a very positive attitude about Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Joey.
Oh, I mean, what can I say that I haven't already said? It's fine. I actually, in my delirium last night, before I passed out at 3 in the morning, I was talking to my friend about this game, because he's like, hey, how do you feel about Birth by Sleep? And I was like, oh boy, how much can I talk before I pass out? We've already covered it. I don't have anything else.
Sure.
It's just, in conclusion, gameplay. It was fun enough at the beginning, and also on subsequent playthroughs, it really becomes apparent how flawed it is in the sense of the loop of get your stuff. Like, there's two most efficient ways of doing it. There's the most efficient way in the sense of I'm going to kill these enemies the fastest, and that is I'm going to find the most efficient deck and only rock it. But then there's the other one that's like me, where it's like, okay, well, I just want to try everything out and get everything maxed out and constantly looping through stuff, and that ends up being do 3 fights, switch out your deck completely, meld. Do 3 fights, switch out your deck completely, meld, and all that time really adds up and becomes boring as well, unless you're really into that sort of thing, I guess. Story.
Sorry, not to I hold that thought for 1 second.
Okay.
I just want to point something out really quickly. It's kind of unfair. I'm about to spoil something, technically speaking.
Oh boy.
There's a secret ending in a game. I'm not going to say what it is, but at the very end, a voice credit shows up for a character who isn't in the game, and you go, wait, that character wasn't in the game, were they? And then it goes into post-credits scene where that character appears.
Oh?
They decided to spoil that ahead of time. Hey, look, Roxas and Naminé.
Oh, no.
So, okay, well, they're going to show up. Anyway, sorry, please continue.
Oh, no, I was just saying as far as, like, we talked... we've talked a lot about the movement of this game and how it's just really bad. Story, it's fine.
It's inoffensive.
It's inoffensive.
I feel that I've done a lot to taint the gameplay of this, especially for you, because a lot of this stuff is they're not things you're going to notice until your second time through.
No,
especially playing on a PSP.
But I was
this
saying,
is fine.
like but that issue is that it's like if I was just playing through with Terra, it was like okay, this is fine, and it's like the flaws didn't become super apparent until subsequent playthroughs, but which this game absolutely encourages because it's like each of those campaigns was short, so it's like you got to do all 3 of them. It's like, these problems are becoming very apparent pretty quickly, even if you would have missed it the first time through. Because it's like every playthrough of this game is 3 separate playthroughs. So...
I maintain there are a lot of things that work about this. The brevity of each of the worlds that you go to, I think, works a lot better than the mission structure of 358.
Yeah, and I was telling him, I was talking about how I was in love with the pace of this game comparatively.
It feels it feels really breakneck compared to KH2, which just has these really long stretches of being really lethargic and
you're always doing something, and there's always where's the congratulations? Where's the
congratulations?
Where's the Sonic Adventure 1 just Finn?
Like it's an art house film. Yeah, but it's a
Oh, the more credits, I guess.
Yeah, well, there's usually, if you'll recall, most of these games have credits where they show screenshots from throughout the game.
You play the music
with some of the key credits, and you do the main theme, and then you do the suite with the little video clips that are going to show up in a second of what happened to all of our friends after the credits. Remember, we usually see those little vignettes. Yeah.
So are we gonna get that?
Yes, we are. Wow. It just takes a minute for it to come up. It's getting ready. It's warming us up with the Terra's theme. It's coming in now. Da-da-dum-dum.
Oh yeah, I was really concerned about all this.
Gets the blood pumping when it goes. I sang along to these during the stream, but I'm not gonna do that again.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
It's fine. I made it up impromptu. It wasn't very good. I was proud of bits of it. There were a couple of bits that were pretty funny, but the rest of it wasn't so fantastic.
Yay! I'm glad.
Abed won! Woohoo!
I'm glad the races are still going. Hooray!
Hooray! I was very concerned about that subject, but now I know that it's all fine.
Man, I sure did love the Disney worlds. The Disney World. Disneyland? What was it called? Disney Town. Yeah. There we go. Whatever.
It was referred to as Disney Castle in the previous games, and now it's Disney Town.
It's Toontown. If you look into files, there's a secret hidden room you can go into, and it launches the Toontown browser.
It's all stored on the UMD for the game. God, the Universal Media Drive is such a hilarious name. It's like an incredibly short-lived disc that only ever worked for one piece of hardware. The Universal Media Drive. Look, guys, it's DVDs. Essentially, you can watch little crappy 240p DVDs on your PSP and also play video games, and it's the same type of disc, Universal Media Drive. We here at the Sony Computer Entertainment sure are geniuses and visionaries.
Man, I sure did enjoy watching the first 2 episodes of Lost on my PSP.
My friends had National Treasure 1 on their PSP.
I had that, and I had the Bench Warmers, I think. I didn't buy it, somebody got it for me, and I was like, great, I'm not gonna watch it.
The big one was in Japan, hey, get Advent Children on PSP.
Oh, man.
Because PSP came out around the same time as that movie came out, so get to watch Final Fantasy VII on the system as you play Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core.
Whoa.
Synergy.
Okay,
Corporate synergy.
But real talk, no, being able to watch the first episode of Sonic X on my Game Boy is where it's really at.
Fast.
I still have that thing, and boy, does it look just as bad as you would expect.
It was a good racket while it lasted.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I didn't have any of those, but I guarantee you they made lots of money, which makes it a good racket.
Well, it's because the dumb kids thought is, wow, I get to watch my TV show on my
In
game.
the car,
And
on
then
a
it's-
road trip.
And it's like, oh, I can watch an episode.
And you can watch 2 episodes.
Was Sonic X? Did that have 2 episodes?
I don't know. Maybe they sacrificed. They only have 1 episode in order to have a higher video quality.
No. There was 2 episodes. It was he's in the world. And he's got to race the car on the Japanese speedway. Hey, there they go. And also there was we got to rescue Cream from Area 51.
Gotta rescue Peach from Area 51. I don't think I ever saw Cream getting rescued from Area 51. I guess I must have missed that episode.
Well,
I feel like I never saw Cream in Sonic X, but I also admit I haven't seen many episodes of Sonic X.
I'm pretty sure Cream showed up before Tails and all them.
Seriously?
I think. I could be wrong.
Ew.
No.
Ew.
Wait, maybe?
He's going for his phone, folks. Oh, you weren't actually. I thought you were going for the
will
Google.
do it right now.
Oh, hold on. You actually got to pay attention to this scene.
No. Oh, no, not no. Cool. We'll get this resolved in a moment, folks.
Yes. We'll find the answers to these important mysteries.
Pull up the first 2 episodes and see which other furry creature appears. Oh. Whoa.
Guarantee that's never gonna come up again.
All right.
But hey, Sephiroth, he's a thing in this universe.
In this universe, cool.
Zack, whoopee.
All right.
Guarantee that's never coming up again.
Okay, well let's keep talking, and I'll do some research right now.
Stitch has his little thing in his ship. It's floating in 0 G's. He looks at it and not at the road as
let's talk about
puts
something
the
else
pedal
then.
to the metal.
Let's get the singing on
He was
out of here.
basically texting and driving at the same time. He was looking at his little thing and he put his foot on the gas. He had to step on the gas.
Tonight. Hang on.
Be the model.
Hold up, I think I messed.
Hold up.
I think I messed
Hold
up,
up.
guys, because the thumbnail had Tails. So.
God, you're so full of crap. Wait, how'd you find the full episode?
What do you mean? I'm an expert at Sonic. Didn't you know?
He has his Game Boy Advance with him.
Oh man.
Gotta go fast.
He's on the run.
Gotta
Sonic
go faster,
is
faster,
#1.
faster. God, I can't look at this garbage.
What do you mean?
Oh, you gotta watch this. Look at this.
Oh.
Donald and Goofy are sad. Mickey Mouse, you're officially off the force. Hand in your badge and your gun.
Oh shucks, I'm sorry.
I wasn't joking. Hand in your badge and your gun. We don't got room for this renegade police working in this department. And don't you dare get anywhere near this case. Don't you even think about getting close to this case now.
Here you go, Mickey. He's like, oh, you're giving it to me?
It's actually okay.
He's like, no, actually, like, knowing you, it's like you will get yourself killed without this. You can't. In some lore, it has been established that you can't fight these things without a Keyblade, even though you can.
Whatever, who cares? The Unversed are done. We dealt with Vanitas. The Unversed are dead forever and don't exist anymore. Hey, look, it's Kairi.
Oh, hey, there's Kairi. I'm
She's
too
picking
busy
flowers.
watching Sonic.
She's too busy watching Sonic X.
Well, hang on a minute.
That looks more like 2001: A Space Odyssey than Area
Wait a
51.
minute. Did he just wait? Does Tails just? Okay, yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, Cream shows up before Tails, but only for a few minutes because Tails is like, "Oh, I was going to rescue Cream myself, but you did it first, Sonic."
Okay. You missed Kairi picking flowers,
I don't
and
care.
then she felt a disturbance in the force, and she looked up at the sky, and there was a wide shot of her looking up at the
I'm
sky.
sure she was very cute.
Yeah, she was fine. It was fine. It was not, you didn't miss anything too exciting. I'm just filling you in since you were too enamored with what was happening in Sonic X 15 years ago.
Listen, Sonic arrives. He has to outrun the Japanese like super speed force that can almost go as fast as him, but not quite. And then he makes friends, and then it's, oh no, Cream is on the news as like this weird alien monster thing. We're going to
What's
capture
the name
her.
of the stupid anime boy that he's friends with and lives in the mansion of?
Chris? Is
I
it
think that's right.
Christopher?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Kurisu.
Did he go out with the girl in the wheelchair, or did the black kid go out with the girl in the wheelchair?
I want to say he married the girl in the wheelchair because spoilers for Sonic X. The second season takes place like 5 years later, and he's like an adult by then. He's like, oh man, I gotta make my own artificial chaos control and find my friends again.
All right. Anyway, let's see. What do we got here? Do I have notes on this scene? I got two kind of notes on this scene. We'll talk about them as we go on here. Alrighty.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's get a load of this sleepy boy. Is he older here?
No.
Okay.
This is supposed to be like when he and Riku are standing on the beach and he was like, hey, Sora, look inside yourself and see what's going on. I like this little like simplified stained glass of, you know, a 4-year-old kid who has much more simplified interests and passions.
Like mushrooms and tools.
But you know what I mean? Like just little toys.
I know.
Just little garbage. Nothing. A little mask. A little like, looks like a mobile, yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
I heard your voice. It cut through the darkness around me. All alone, I followed the sound into a sea of light and found myself here with you. You gave me something back when I needed it most. A second chance.
I did?
But now I have to go back to sleep again.
Do you remember the very first scene of the game when Ventus was passed out and Xehanort was going to leave him to die, and we go inside of his mind and he talks with a disembodied voice that says, I'm a brand new heart? Remember how I told you there was a 4-year gap between that scene and now? That was Sora's heart on its way to Sora's body, about to be born, and on the way,
serious?
And on the way, it stopped off and said, "Hey, do you need some help, friend, hitchhiker? Let me zap you a little bit of my energy before I go." So I guess that means that Sora was not premature. He was actually a little bit late, but whatever. Yeah. So that was Sora's heart on its way to Sora, kind of crossed paths with Ven and lent him some of his strength so that he could come back. And now...
I was honestly hoping that scene wasn't going to be explained as to why he just woke up.
And now...
I'm sad that it has been explained.
Joey?
Okay.
Joey.
Yeah.
You're forgetting.
I'm forgetting?
What's the first thing you think when you see Ventus?
Roxas? Yeah.
Why does he exist if not to explain why he looks like Roxas?
Ugh.
Why does he exist if not to make people go, why is Roxas here? There has to be an answer, Joey.
Just hit the resume button.
Are you sad?
Well, this is also a plot hole of this game created that didn't exist previously. Because I talked about this already, like in Kingdom Hearts 2, where it's like the only nobodies whose human counterparts we see are Roxas, Naminé, and Xemnas. Roxas and Naminé don't really look that much like their counterparts, except that they have the same face model, just different hair and clothes and whatnot. And then Xehanort and Xemnas don't really look that much alike. I mean, they have kind of darker skin and silver hair, but their builds are different.
Yeah.
Their faces are a little bit different because there's like 10 years of separation, I guess, and their hair is completely different. So it was very easy to assume that nobodies don't look that much like their human counterparts, since we had no other points of reference. Then in this game, suddenly we see the human versions of all the other nobodies, and guess what? They didn't even change their hairstyles after 11 years. And all look basically exactly the same, except for the little kid, the really small child who had to grow up. And I guess, Roxas and... Axel and Isa were also young enough that they had to grow up, right?
I was about to say, I guess this explains why Vanitas looks like Sora. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't, because this happened after Vanitas exists.
Oh, we got into such much argument about this during the streams! Because people... canon, supposedly, the explanation is since Ventus and Vanitas were always connected anyway.
Yeah.
Ven and Vanitas were connected anyway, right?
Sure.
So when Vanitas was created, he was formless. He did not have a face. It was only after Ven connected with Sora that he got a face. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me, because why would Vanitas' form be, influenced by a very brief crossing of the ways between another version of him and some kid? But whatever. It's a little extra mystery of, like, how did this happen? To be fair, it's a setup for this scene, right?
Sure.
To make you go, I'm just saying, in the interest of fairness, all the stuff I've been saying about setup throughout the game.
Yes.
We did previously introduce some kind of connection between between Ven and Sora. We just had no idea what it meant at the time. Now the problem with that is that in the scene where Vanitas is created and we don't see his face because he's supposedly formless, he still has Haley Joel Osment's voice when he says, "Yes, my master." But whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. Who cares? It's not important. Let's move on.
This game's not important.
Would you mind?
There's real problems out in the world, like oil.
Sure, if it'll make you feel better.
Thank you.
There's real problems out in the world, like Bethesda trying desperately to fix Fallout 76.
Are they actually trying to fix it?
No. They
Okay.
just said that everybody who logged in 2018 will get free copies of Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and Fallout Tactics on PC.
Yeah, I saw
Guess
that.
what, guys? You paid $60 for our video game? Well, we're going to give you 3 good video games for free to make up for it. How does that situation keep becoming more embarrassing? It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, so yeah, he said, "Can I stay here for a while?" Because Ven's heart is real busted up after... I mean, he literally... You remember that the stained glass blew up, right?
Yes.
Like, he literally had a fight inside of his own heart. And
he's donezo.
Yeah, the place got torched. So, in the same vein of Sora lending him strength previously, Ventus's heart is now gonna just kind of... It's just gonna kind of chill inside
mangle.
Sora for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think it worked.
Sora doesn't remember that, by the way, because he's too young
Of
or
course.
whatever. So...
Children are stupid.
Children are stupid, and they don't remember psychedelic, trippy dreams where they go to alternate dimensions and stained glass windows and talk to ghosts. Whatever. There's the Terra, Aqua, and Ventus stars. In time, the worlds would be saved by these 2 heroes who stood beneath the same blaze of stars. I will say, I really like the kind of pixie dust effects that they really pushed in this game really hard. Like in the opening cutscene with the Disney logo and whatnot in there, those like stars flying by and all the particle effects.
Yeah.
It looks very nice. And it was something that the other games didn't really have as heavily as this game does. So I appreciate that. 75% completion. Killed a lot of bad guys. Used Thundaga a lot. Used Thunderbolt a lot. I used the Aqua D-Link a lot because I needed a heal, damn it. And we played for 35 hours. Probably too long.
I would say most definitely too long.
To be fair, a bunch of those hours are me leaving the system on and stepping away, so that's my own fault.
All right.
Now, if you'll give me the prompt, please, video game. Come at me, buddy.
Nope.
Come on.
Wait a minute.
You hang on to this clear data. You may find it useful down the line. Congratulations, because basically if we hadn't fulfilled all the requirements, then we would have needed to reload that save data, basically beat the boss again, and then we would get this pop. Congratulations, you've unlocked the secret episode. To play, you first need to create special save data.
All right.
I would like the special save data, please. I'll have the special. The specials are kept in the back, Abed.
Oh man, nobody knows what we're referencing.
Nobody, I don't care. People, you know what? People go watch Community. There's 6 seasons of it. 5 of them are good. You can skip the 4th one if you want to. You really won't be missing too much. Look up which episodes are good. Watch the first episode and the one with Abed's girlfriend, and those ones are fine. And then just watch the rest of it.
It's worth it, guys.
Community's really good. You know, if nothing else, you'll be able to understand what the hell we're talking about more often.
Yeah, I'm sure we reference that a lot at this point.
We wind up literally watching it.
unwillingly.
We wind up literally watching it during recording sessions a lot. So
It's fresh.
In many ways, I imagine you could actually track our references by season as you
could,
watch the
actually.
Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep playthrough. Well, soon we'll be referencing Avatar or whatever else we watch next. So then they'll just have to watch that.
Whatever anime we watch next.
We should, you know what we should start doing?
What?
Start throwing out some more sick Band of Brothers references. Remember that time when that guy got his leg blown off?
Oh man, remember
and
that?
the other guy got such bad PTSD that he had to leave the army? It's so hilarious.
Remember that one episode that made your stomach just kind of hurt a little bit because of how depressing it was?
That episode is my favorite one, unironically. Not a joke.
Let's play Kingdom Hearts now.
Let's play more Kingdom Hearts.
That was a jarring day of going from that directly back into Kingdom Hearts.
Going from the episode with literally no music because they just want to make you feel incredibly uncomfortable for the entire thing, and into let's have fun with Terra and friends. So one thing I want to address really quickly before we wrap up this episode is, when I watched all of that and played this game and I saw the ending of the game, I was like, that answers a big question regarding the plot of this series. We never really talked about this during Kingdom Hearts 2 because I just knew it would bug you guys and be really distracting. A nobody is a person's body, right?
Yes.
Roxas was created when Sora stabbed himself at the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yes.
Sora turned into a Heartless and then Kairi brought him back using her Princess of Light magic.
Yes.
Okay. Then there's the back fifth of Kingdom Hearts 1 where you fight secret bosses and go on side adventures and go kill Ansem / Billy Zane. Then there's there's the entirety of Chain of Memories. Then he goes into a pod for a year, but he's still there. He's in the pod. So are there two bodies? If Roxas is his body, how can he be walking around? That doesn't make any sense.
It's because Sora's the chosen one.
And then there was
further in the ancient Keyblade War, there was a scholar who was like, I'm gonna predict the future, and there's going to be a big, I don't know why, Xehanort.
It's fine.
Xehanort was in the ancient Keyblade War.
Well, much like Makarov, Xehanort was there.
And he was like, oh, there's going to be a chosen boy, and his light is brighter than every other boy, and there's a friend who's not, but he's gonna equilibrium into light and darkness, which makes him strong too, I guess.
Anyway.
That's
point being,
yeah.
Then the other big problem with Roxas was when you play Days, especially. As we've talked about, for me, the whole Nobody's thing was never really that confusing to me because, you have the whole game of Chain of Memories about how powerful memories are, about how the data of Riku quotation marks is good enough to create a replica of him.
Yes.
That seemingly they've just created this thing that can feel. He's clearly very upset about how hollow his existence is. But he's not pretending to feel things. He just feels incomplete and empty, right? So in the same vein, it was when they explained, oh, nobody's draw experiences from their past. It was like, oh, okay, so then that would just mean that they pull from previously existing experiences. This would explain why they have each of them has kind of one thing that sets them off, one thing that they really enjoy, these really two-dimensional and focused character traits, as they're kind of zeroing in on these things that they were before, trying to cling to something that used to make them feel anything, right?
Right.
And this is what we talked about with the whole ending of Kingdom Hearts 2, with Xemnas getting axed, and, I need more hearts, I need more rage. Sora saying, there's more to a heart than just anger or hate, there's all kinds of things, don't you remember? Unfortunately, I don't, right? And so then we talked about this before. The problem then becomes, especially as you play Days, so how can Roxas be feeling things? If he doesn't have a heart and doesn't have any memories to draw from, how can he be feeling anything? There's no question on Axel has memories or whatever, right? But how is Roxas feeling things if he has no experiences to draw from? You'll also notice that they talk about, how you skip the first several days of Days because they said he was borderline comatose?
Yes.
They comment on how that's unusual. It's not usually like that for nobodies. I don't think this game, and then so that we have a busted, broken ass heart of Ventus sitting inside of Sora. We have the body of Ventus sitting in a room not being used. So to me, I said, oh, so Roxas was actually just Ven with amnesia and a heavily damaged heart, because after he killed Vanitas, surely that meant that he reassimilated at least some of that darkness into himself. And boy howdy, does Roxas ever behave like someone with a severely damaged heart, who's mostly kind of a bright-eyed, naive person who doesn't really know what's going on, but that has a little bit of that edginess and self-loathing and whatnot to him, right? So to me, I felt like, I guess it was also, I was looking for the purpose of why did they do this? Why does Ven exist? Why is there a character that, looks like this and has this appearance? You just played that. You made a comment a minute ago how, this is all pointless. Birth by Sleep is pointless. It's to me, I was like, oh, okay, that explains that then. That was actually a big plot point that I've been wondering about after 358 is Roxas doesn't make sense. How can he do the things that he does? Oh, this explains it. Because when Sora stabbed himself, he didn't create a nobody. He literally just released Ven's heart from his chest. And, we can make this up, lore, shenanigans, who cares? Ventus's body just went and became him. His clothes aren't even really that different. You lose the armor plating. He's got the little checkerboard thing on his wristband there. He's got the kind of same color scheme. It makes sense. To me, at least, I thought.
Yeah.
So that was one big thing, a big mystery, if you will, of the previous games that with this one I felt had been perhaps elaborated upon and clarified. That's something that is not really explicitly rendered, but that was something that I really felt like, oh, okay, so that explains what all of this was for. That explains why this character was here, and that fills in details about Roxas that were left unclear from the previous game.
I was really expecting you to go, at least I thought that, but then in a Kingdom Hearts audio CD drama that came out, it proved that that was not the case, and the body is still sitting there.
Well, we're oops, it just went to black.
Yep.
You know what? We've still got several games and a game that I haven't played yet to go called Kingdom Hearts 3. So
who knows?
Literally anything could happen. I'm just filling people in on these things.
Gotcha.
And at the very least, on my interpretation of, I mean, otherwise Roxas doesn't make sense, and that like this is literally teed up perfectly for that. So, you know. Anyway, like that was like, because I guess think about it this way: if Ven and Roxas are different people, and it is Ven's heart is just chilling out inside of Sora, then what was the point of all of this? This entire story? And Roxas continues to not make sense. Like, you've literally set up, there's just a body that looks like Roxas sitting around, but you're expecting me to go, no, it's now just, there's just, Sora suddenly has his own body, and also a new body was spontaneously generated that just happens to look like Ven, because Ven's heart was inside of Sora. Like, it doesn't, this makes so much more sense than the previous explanations of how Roxas could do the things that he does, and without it, Ven is like completely superfluous and doesn't matter. So
yeah, okay.
And I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that subject. But anyway, we are now left with secret special save data for the secret episode.
All right. Well,
so this will be both kind of a Final Mix exclusive gameplay segment and the quote unquote kind of secret final movie of this game.
Right.
But this episode has now been going on for a very, very long time. So I'm afraid we'll be wrapping up Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep next time. Tune in for more secrets and shenanigans. Are you excited for secrets and
I'm just
shenanigans?
brimming with excitement right now.
I can really feel the aura coming off of you. I can smell the light.